Welcome into the School News Show here for Humboldt City Schools, right here on Viking News on Demand. I'm Seth Wilkerson, and this is George Yarbo. To my right, your left on the screen today. Thank you so much for being with us. And, George, it's been a while since we've been able to sit down. A lot of good things happening.
Oh, it has, man. It's been a whirlwind, but nevertheless, we're still rolling, man. We're still rolling, and I'm excited about being here. It's been a long time since we've actually had time to sit down and talk about what's going on in our district. And today I'm excited. I have my computer up, and you got me on your internet access, and we're ready to roll. So I've just been kind of feeling like I'm stretched from here to there.
That's okay. Yeah.
But it's I'd rather be like this than to be idle. So it's some good things going on, and I want to share with the community and the people and our listeners what all is happening in Humboldt City Schools, not only with sports but with our other areas that we're concentrating on academic wise, and programming and talents, and a lot of the operations. You're going to see some renovations going on, and we'll get into all that, Seth. So.
Let's do it. It's going to be a good show tonight. Thank you to all of our sponsors. We'll give them a spot here in just a little bit. We're going to break this up into two segments tonight. First is going to be school news, and then something that is near and dear to George's heart, as he is the athletic director. We'll talk some sports as well, and it was a good week in sports for junior high last week. We got some highlights to play from that as well tonight. So just a lot of great things. Junior high is actually playing football as we speak right now. They're at Halls. We also have an interview with Coach Lennon. We have an interview with Coach Pettigrew coming up in the show. So we got a lot to come to. This show may be a little lengthy tonight, but it's going to be okay.
But that's okay.
Thank you for tuning in, and I appreciate again, George, for being open to coming tonight. And we're going to definitely get through this. It's hard to believe, George, you're already into the almost 2 months into the school year.
You're exactly right, Seth. It's been rolling pretty good, and our students are settling in. New principal, Grover Harwell, is making some needed changes in our district. When you come to that school, I'll tell you one thing: you're going to see that principal in the hallway. You're going to see him in the classrooms. You're going to see him outside the building. You're going to see him driving around the building and just doing some overall checks in our building and around and in the classroom that you probably hadn't seen in a while.
Now, he came to us from Haywood, do you know?
He did. He's a longtime Haywood employee, was athletic director, and I think principal, assistant principal in the district in Haywood. So we are excited to have him. And, we share similar demographics in Haywood as far as size. They're a little bigger than us, but nevertheless, the demographics kind of mirror each other. And we're excited about Mr. Harwell being in our district.
Yes, and I know we were talking about being 2 months into the school year. September, there's been a major push on attendance, and I've seen some videos on social media.
Yes.
There's been some posts that have been put out, not even just videos, but posts just reminding folks that attendance is so important. Where are we sitting with that right now, George? Because, when Dr. Epperson was hired, that was one of the main things that was talked about was we got to get attendance back. Your grades can't come up without attendance. And I know COVID was really hard to overcome because so many of our kids were having to go virtual, and so how is the attendance right now? Where do we sit on that?
Well, attendance right now is it's always a work in progress. Let me say that we are sitting right now at probably about in the high 90s regarding our attendance, looking at about 95 to 96%.
Fantastic.
Daily attendance. That's ADA, and we're just excited about that. But it does not come without teacher and administrative responsibilities of getting students where they need to be, making sure that they're in school, the communication on social media, making that happen as well.
Sure.
And just knowing that there's a push in our state regarding chronic absenteeism to where there are all kinds of interventions in place for us to make sure that we have students where they need to be. So our attendance is we're excited and happy about our attendance now. Discipline referrals are down. We are looking at a lot less.
Sure. Yes.
Infractions regarding dress code. We're looking at a lot less infractions regarding alternative school and ISS. And we're moving in a direction, I think, attendance-wise, that expectations are really being accountable. We're really making conscious efforts as teachers to do the little things like stand in the middle of the hallway.
Yeah.
And during transitions and looking at scheduling. Miss Debbie Lambert and Mr. Harwell and his team are doing a lot of things to really combat some things regarding scheduling that'll make the school day go, pretty smoothly.
Good.
Once you get the students there, you always have to have them busy. You always have to have them engaged. And that's what seems to be occurring in our school district regarding how we operate on a daily basis. And I'm excited. I mean, you can walk through those hallways and you can see things happening. You can see transitions happening smoothly. Now, I'm not going to paint you a pretty picture. We do have some things that we need to work on.
Sure.
We're just a work in progress, as I said earlier, but I think we're going in the right direction, and that's due to the leadership we have from the top, and it's trickling down. Middle management is doing a fine job. Some of the ladies in central office are hard at work, and we're always on the move. And then that flows over into the classrooms and the schools with your building principals.
Yes.
And it also just trickles down to your teachers, and not just your teachers, but in order for our school district to have a smooth flow, we have to have those bus drivers in place.
Yes.
Jason Wiles is newly added as our transportation director, and he's taking on that responsibility from longtime transportation director Wayne Sheehan.
Sure.
So, it's just everything is just sort of, we're putting the aces into places, as we like to refer to it, and that's the model that we use in our taco regarding the talent.
Yeah.
You have to put people in places that they can really flourish with their skill set and do the things needed. In our special ed department, we have Miss Beverly Cannon.
Yeah.
In our professional development, we have Miss Joselda Porter. Michelle Lewis is academic coordinator, and of course you have Jennifer Roden there as well with our federal programs, and Miss Jenny Hatch, she's also doing our food services and nutrition.
Yes.
And all these folks we have. Ginger Carver's done a wonderful job with social media.
Yeah.
She's our communications director.
That website is...
please, that is one of the major transitions and major changes that we have incorporated. We try to make it user-friendly and really easy for not only just our staff, but our students and our parents and our community to use it.
I've been on so many school websites, George, and there's no information.
Right.
We've changed that here.
Yes.
If I needed a schedule for sports, I didn't have to bug you.
You can go to it.
I went and found it. Now, rosters may be a little different story.
Oh, yeah.
But because that could change weekly. Things happen. But I am so impressed with this website. I think you've done a phenomenal job. You've already mentioned taco quite a bit. Again, that was kind of one of Dr. Epperson's big things.
Exactly.
There's like 3 E's that the school system has always used: that educate, empower, and encourage. But she's took that to another level with this taco.
She has.
And so I'm excited to see what's still coming. We saw in our latest report at the school board meeting, some scores have come up, and that's what we're wanting. Are we where we need to be? No.
Right.
Nobody's trying to act like that.
Exactly.
But as we see progress, I think you celebrate those steps.
We do. We're making progress, and that's always what you want to see. You want to see daily progress. You want to see yearly progress, and you want to see students making progress overall. And that means that you have teachers and you have leadership in place doing the things that they need to do in order for progress to occur. You have to have things in order.
Yeah.
You have to have people in order. And as I said, I'll refer to the taco. The T is for talent.
Yeah.
You get the people in the right places.
All right.
And you get them doing the things that they need to be doing in that area that they're being hired to do it. You have academics for the A.
Okay.
There's always improvements in academics, and that's where you talk about we've had small gains in different areas academically, and we want to continue that trajectory in order to get our students where they need to be and functioning, alongside the students peers that are our same age, same grade, and doing what needs to happen.
Yes, sir.
Regarding requirements in the state of Tennessee, and for that matter, preparing them for life.
Yes.
In general.
Yes.
Then you have the C, which is what we're really heavily focusing on with culture.
Okay.
Climate, things that weigh on how we're perceived, the information that we're putting out.
Yeah.
That's having an effect on the climate in our school.
Awesome.
The things that we're doing in-house to cut down on behavior problems, to cut down on the things in our school, keeping teachers well-educated, professionally developed, for lack of better terms, in the areas that they need assistance in. And that C is very, very important right now. And the O is for operations.
Okay.
Those are the things that's going on a daily basis that you probably see.
Yeah, you're seeing the effects of it.
You're seeing the effects of it.
Definitely.
You're seeing the effects of it. And also you're seeing the effects of some things visually when you ride by our school. Our marquees are being re-established.
That's great.
They're being updated.
Wonderful.
You'll see that happening at the junior, senior high school. Roof work is going on the campus of Stigall.
Okay.
Still trying to upgrade the roof and get the facility in a very comfortable position to where we're operating in a building that has the amenities to for teachers to be comfortable and students to learn effectively. And I got a new floor down there. The gymnasium is wonderful. And even with that, we're going to look into having a few more activities in our gym down there.
Good.
Brand new gym floor, brand new artwork on the gym floor.
Awesome.
The gym's been totally painted.
Wow.
It's some.
Now, when did that happen? When did that happen?
That's happened over the past 4 weeks.
I need to get down there for the newspaper.
Come
we
down
need to
there.
take some pictures. We need a spotlight that.
We're making that, Seth, as well, a volleyball facility.
Hey.
We've drilled holes for the poles
Good.
to be put inside the floor, so we can have volleyball practice and games at that facility, because that just opens up another venue for us to develop as a volleyball team. And that vision was I saw the vision, and I went to Dr. Epperson, and she endorsed it.
Good.
And, hey, next week I think we're going to have people there.
Good.
We're going to have teams there. We're going to have our junior high team and our senior high team practicing, even though our volleyball season is probably nearing an end, toward the end, as we approach playoffs, the end of September. But nevertheless, that is a facility that can be dedicated to volleyball. And you know as well as I do, when you're you're in a facility and you can spend the time and you're not sharing it with another sport, you develop and you get better as a team. So that's what we're looking for.
That's great. That's great, especially with us not having an indoor facility.
Exactly.
You don't have that big facility where basketball can go or football can go. You're all using that gym. When it's raining, football has to come inside.
Right.
Football and volleyball, they run concurrently.
They do.
So you would start running each other's practices. That's fantastic. Well, George, I don't want to hijack what you've come to talk about today.
Okay.
I know we've already talked for almost 13 minutes, and
I love it.
you come with a plan.
Hey,
and
information starts rolling, man.
That's right.
And it's a good time for me to just absorb what all has been going on and feel like I'm at peace with some of the things and can discuss them, and not being in such a hurry and a whirlwind. But just talk about our district and what we're doing and how it's affecting our community.
Yes, sir.
Because I always of the school of thought that our school is our community and our community is our school. So the people need to know what's going on. I didn't mention the water fountains that we've replaced in all the schools.
Okay.
We have these water fountains where you can just put your bottle or your container up to them, and they'll fill your container up. That's been a great resource for us to have in our facility as well. And lighting. If you've ever driven by the high school at night, you notice how lit up it is at the high school. Yeah. It's brighter than it's ever been, I know, since I've been there, and I'm in my 13th year.
Wow.
So that's hats off to our safety coordinator, Mr. Victor Horton, working with our maintenance department, Mr. Brown and Mr. Charles, and our custodians, Mr. Bobby and Ms. Thelma. They're primarily based at the high school, and then, of course, we have our other custodians at other locations, Mr. Jones at Stigall and Miss Janaya at Stigall, and I mean all our faculty, Mr. Bryson, Miss Annette Thomas, and I know I'm missing a few, but I'm starting to get more involved in that aspect of our school district, working with those that are maintaining our buildings and getting our facilities up to par. We also have a new building, COVID building, out as a facility we use for check-in there when you enter the football field.
Okay.
So
that little building that's there, you saw that's
yes,
COVID building. What's the mindset behind that?
The mindset is we're going to renovate one of the north end of our field house so we can have some testing to occur regarding COVID.
Okay.
Regarding some things that's needed for our school district and our students.
Yes, sir.
To have epidemiology is the actual term for it, and I'll be ready to talk a little bit more about that. That project is developing.
Okay.
So let's hold off on that.
Okay.
One, and I'll make sure I get the proper information for that.
Sounds good.
And we'll share that a little later as we see the renovations occurring in our field house on that north end of it, and then the building as a check-in station for that particular event to occur and that activity to happen. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Let me think of some more things. And operations are going on in our buildings. We're seeing a lot of things going on at East. I hadn't talked about East very much, but East is under the direction and the leadership of a new principal, Miss Debbie Sheehan, and new leadership over there, and it's going well. I also have a new assistant principal over there that I've heard good things about, and his ability to communicate with our population of Hispanic students. He speaks fluent.
Wonderful.
I mean, fluent Spanish. Seth. He is a great individual over there. There's Dr. Elliott is his name. Dr. Jamie Elliott. He's doing a fine job along with the leader at that building, Miss Debbie Sheehan, and we're doing some things. They just had Grandparents' Day this past week and had a great showing over there with Grandparents' Day. So,
Awesome.
East End is on the move and doing well. Miss Dr. Parnell at Stigall, she's getting those renovations down there and doing a fine job with those renovations. And I want to talk about a new law that they've enacted here in our state. I've got this email from our director of that helps in our, not our director, but our technology person in our school district, Miss Heather Taylor. She's a very instrumental part of PD regarding just social media and things that are happening on the computer, instructing our teachers and getting our flyers out and helping Ginger Carver with information as well. But it's a new Tennessee law now, Seth, that requires that any third grade student who does not score on track or mastery on the annual TCAP test will have to repeat the third grade. Well, and this law takes effect during the 22-23 school year, and that's what we're in now.
Yeah.
And our families must partner with the teachers and the school to adequately prepare our students to be successful in the third grade.
And I know there'll be some that have some mixed feelings about that, but George,
they will.
To be honest with you, COVID did have an effect on us.
It did.
You cannot replace the classroom. We did our best. I mean, we did what we could. We gave computers to people, and our teachers were stretched thin, and everybody was doing all that they can. It wasn't a negative against the school system. It's just a matter of fact. We found out you can't really replace that classroom.
You cannot. COVID again was a life-altering event that took place that affected everything from business.
And some things won't go back.
Yeah,
I mean,
it won't. We knew that particular day and that time when COVID hit that we had to do things different.
Yes.
And that's the biggest takeaway I have from it, not only in the world of academics and in schools, but individually in our homes. We just have to do things different in our churches.
It's the truth.
In our community, in our businesses. But we are going to have, back to the law that was enacted for this school year regarding third grade. We're going to have a training on September the 26th at East Elementary from 5:30 to 7:30, where you can get all the information needed in order for this to happen. Sorry about that.
That's all right.
My phone
That's all right.
took off there. Let me put that on side. In order for parents to get information, we're going to have a maximum of 2 guests per student. And
Sure.
You need to register for that. You need to do that by Monday, September the 19th, okay?
Okay. All right.
So I want to invite all parents to come out and get that information and make sure that we are know about that first of all, and we're in compliance with the new
Sure.
law that's going to require that any third grade student who does not score on track or mastery on your TCAP test during our school year, and that TCAP test I think will be given around the month of April.
Okay.
March, April, somewhere in there. You're going to this law takes effect this school year, and if you don't score that on track or mastery, then you will be asked to repeat that grade.
Wow.
Okay, and that's third grade students only.
Okay.
And parents need to know about that information.
That's right.
And get out and get that information and really form a bond with the teachers and
Yes.
that student team at your school, leadership team, teachers, and everybody that can allow you to master and be on track with that TCAP test.
Wow.
Yep. So I think that's it with school news,
All
man.
right.
It's we'll this is our first show, and we're gonna be bringing you more information.
That's right.
As the year goes on, we're gonna be back on Thursdays.
That works.
And I think we're gonna put that. We're gonna keep our time like it is. And,
That's fine.
We're gonna let the people just get in our world and let them know what's going on.
That's right. Appreciate you joining
us
us on this Thursday night. We will be back here in just a moment. Going to give a word to some of our sponsors here. And when we come back, we'll have an interview with Coach Greg Lennon following the highlights from the JCS win at home on 8th grade night. I'm pretty sure George's got something to say about that as well. Yes. So a lot of great things still to come on this program. Don't go anywhere.
Nothing brings community together quite like a sporting event. Security Bank and Trust Company is committed to supporting our local sports teams because we know how important it is to be part of a great team. This is Deanne McEwen at Security Bank and Trust Company. When you team up with us, you are fostering the competitive spirit of our local athletes. Want to be part of our team? Join our amazing banking community. Visit your nearest branch or head to securitybanktn.com to learn more. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
G&K Defense is located at 110 North Central Avenue in Humboldt, Tennessee, and they offer self-defense classes. Training is taken from Duku Kempo techniques. They are no-fail techniques that work. Training is offered in a seminar-style setting and is all hands-on learning. Instruction ranges from 4 hours to 5 full days, depending on what the customer needs. You can contact them today by emailing jason@gnkdefense.com, or you can call 931-237-4550. Proud supporters of the Humboldt Vikings.
Our world is changing every day in ways that no one would have imagined just a short time ago. But we won't forget. We won't forget our loved ones, our values, or the way we do business. With caring, with attention to detail, and with new ways to celebrate and honor your memories.
Hi, I'm Chester of Baskerville Funeral Home. We really do love the families we serve in West Tennessee, and it's an honor and privilege to take care of your loved ones. At Baskerville Funeral Home, we're committed to caring and sincere service.
I am Chancellor Baskerville. My family is here for your family in times of need. Folks, yesterday is gone, today is almost over, and tomorrow isn't promised. So when your family and friends take their last breath, the world stops for you. We are available 24 hours a day. We use the latest technology along with good old-fashioned family values, common sense, and compassion. Chester, Donald, or myself are here for you and your family in your time of need. We are Baskerville Funeral Home, Directors of Distinction.
Good old cooking, located at 5882 Graball Road in Milan, Tennessee, is your one-stop shop for the best food in West Tennessee.
So good.
Open Thursdays and Fridays from 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. Saturdays and Sundays from 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. To check out this weekend's specials, visit them on their Facebook page, or you can pick up the phone and call 731-238-2073. 731-238-2073. Good old cooking, proudly supporting your Humboldt Vikings.
So good and tasty.
The Humboldt Public Library is a strong community partner providing programs and services that bring people together, foster creativity, and encourage lifelong learning. We preserve our storied past, enrich present lives, and prepare for an ever-changing future. We offer programs for adults and children, a collection of over 30,000 books, and provide access to the latest technology. Come visit us at your community library at 115 South 16th Avenue in Humboldt, or follow us on Facebook or visit humboldtpublic.org.
Established in 1886, the Humboldt Chronicle has been a faithful provider of news, sports, community events, and much more for the southern Gibson County area. For less than $1 a week, you can receive the weekly Humboldt Chronicle newspaper in your mailbox and online. Signing up for the weekly paper is quick and easy. You can visit them online at hchronicle.net or call their fine staff at 784-2531. That's the Humboldt Chronicle, serving you for over 130 years.
Hey Vikings fans, this is Ted Martin, former Humboldt Vikings quarterback and class of 93 graduate. When me and my fellow classmates want to follow Viking sports, we watch Viking News on Demand. In addition to live streaming of games, there are also plenty of specialty shows that keep us all involved in our alma mater. On behalf of the class of 1993, go Vikings!
Did you know that you can open a new checking account or apply for a personal loan without leaving home? At Centennial Bank, it's as easy as visiting www.mycentennial.bank. While you're there, take advantage of other services like online banking and bill pay. Banking made easy from the comfort of your home. Centennial Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Hi, I'm David from Willis Notary Services. In 1787, Benjamin Franklin inscribed on the back with a penny, "Mind your affairs." It means take care of your business. While needing a notary isn't a daily occurrence in many people's lives, when the time comes, Willis Notary Services wants to be the first on your mind. So when it's time to handle your business, call me at 731-414-0485. And on behalf of my family, all Vikings, Tamiko class of 94, Tamila class of 12, Deja class of 19, and David class of 2022, Willis Notary Services sends light, love, and blessings to our superintendent, the administration, faculty, staff, and our students as we keep climbing to be a better Humboldt. Let's go, Vikes.
Because I love the environment, I love the people, and it's a great place to work, and the pay is great.
The daycare, transportation, they'll pick you up. It's easy to move up in Tyson. You need to come work for Tyson.
Tyson Foods is an equal opportunity employer. Vets disability.
Welcome back in. Viking News on Demand School News Show here tonight. It is September the 15th, and junior high is playing football right now, George. But
yes.
Last week, we can't get by without talking about last week. And JCS came to town and wanted to punch us in the mouth, and we got them back. We got it good.
We did. Last year we lost against that team.
That's right.
We lost against them, and I want to say we lost against them at home. Yeah, we lost against them at home. They had a little running back that kind of run all over us, and we took for granted. But nevertheless, we ripped off some wins after that loss to JCS last year that kind of put us back in perspective.
Yeah.
Got us into the playoffs. It had a little reality check, but this year,
that's right.
We pulled it off. It was a close one.
And
it was a close one.
It was, and we couldn't get out of our own way. That was the problem. Right. Fumbles. Good grief.
Every time we did something to advance the ball or to do something to help ourselves, seems like we'd also do something to shoot ourselves in the foot.
Yeah.
Like you said, fumbles. You were there live streaming that game.
Yes.
And, I was announcing that game, and I tell you, complete frustration, but also an exciting game to watch, and we end up winning that game 14-12.
Yes, we did. Big 2-point conversion stop at the end of that game would cause us to hold on for a victory there.
And we had 8th grade night that night. I think that contributed to the crowd getting behind our student athletes. And, those 8th graders having their last performance on that home field, because we got 3 in a row counting tonight. We're at Halls now. And
at Halls, at Lake County, at Milan.
Exactly. So we are on the road these last 3 games. And, folks, that's not any coincidence. That's just what you deal with scheduling. But this junior high group is getting better each and every outing.
Yeah.
If you can remember, Seth, during that jamboree on the 8th, we hosted that jamboree.
Yeah.
We hosted about 6 teams coming to Humboldt.
Yeah.
And we were unable to play that game due to the lightning and
they
the
kept
weather.
sending players inside the gym. And we were standing outside hoping. I mean, it really wasn't doing anything right where we were, but it was within that radius.
Exactly. That 10-mile radius, when you get those lightning strikes, you have to suspend play for about 30 minutes until that is no longer, a factor of lightning that you see within that parameter. And it was frustrating for our student athletes. And
well, you feel for those fans even that drove all that distance from Lake County and Dyer County,
and those fans that paid, and we were not able to reimburse that. But actually, what we did, we sent a check to each school after we got the total funds added up. We just split it 6 ways, and each school got a check, and it wasn't very much, but it did offset some cost of travel, hopefully. And we have been rolling ever since. If that was I kind of looked at that as a start of our year, and I'm like, oh boy, if this is an indication of how our year is gonna go, then this isn't good. But
and it kind of did set a bad tone.
It did. It did.
The next week we hosted McKenzie. Was supposed to have been Northview.
Right.
McKenzie comes to town, and they threw the ball all over us.
Man, they just they kind of walked all over us.
They did.
And you said it, to the tune of passing the ball and getting down the field. And for a junior high ball team of that magnitude to come in and just have they're well coached.
Oh yeah. And you know that's going to happen with
exactly
McKenzie.
With McKenzie. They have a good high school football.
They do.
And
Yes,
probably
they do.
will make a lot of noise this year on the high school level as well. But we had our chances in that game.
That's right.
We had our chances, and we couldn't get over the hump in the McKenzie game. But Coach Greg Lennon kind of went back to the drawing board, and then we that next week we went to Northview. We went home.
To South Gibson.
Excuse me, we went to South Gibson and made a late surge in that game.
We did. If we would have played the first half like we played the second half.
That was the tale of two halves.
It was.
That was the tale of two halves, and that was a game that I think we wish we'd have had that one back.
Yeah.
And played, like you said, the first half like we played the second half. And,
right.
We could have snuck in there and beat old Heath Taylor. No, not Heath Taylor. What's Heath's last name?
Oh,
Heath Moore. Heath Moore.
Yes.
Yeah, he's a junior high coach there at South Gibson.
Yes.
A Humboldt native, and he's a super guy, super coach. But they managed to get us by probably about a touchdown and a field goal, I think. We couldn't get by them and couldn't get by Three Oaks.
That's right.
But as you said, Jackson Christian was our first win of the year.
That's right.
8th grade night. And
now this team has a chance to do something they haven't been able to do all year long. So get the win. How do you respond to a win? We know how they respond to losses.
Yeah.
How do you respond to a win? How does this team going to respond? And I'll tell you, George, one of the main differences I'm seeing is the sideline. And I want to highlight this because these kids were struggling to play together. When you first started, over at South Gibson, man, it was this just chirping back and forth, mad at each other when they didn't make a play. And it was young kids. They're learning. And but one thing that I saw after that South Gibson game was there was a concentrated effort by this coaching staff. Let's keep things... If you've got something to say it to the coach. Don't say it to each other. You're getting each other mad, and it ain't helping. And as the frustrations would build, so would come fumbles and penalties and things of that nature. And so this coaching staff really made some adjustments on their sideline, and I'm seeing the positive effects on the field as well.
Yeah, and that, you bring up a good point, Seth. That takes some it's growing pains.
It is.
It's growing pains. It's learning to compete. That is listening to your leader, Coach Greg Lennon. He knows most of these student athletes now.
Yes.
And he will find a way to home their skills in. And with that homing in of skills comes attitude adjustments as well.
That's exactly right.
So the coaching staff is doing a fine job.
Yeah.
You have Tony Carter there. You have Edward Agnew, Jr. there. You have Derek Taylor, who has a son that plays on the high school team.
That's right.
So you have some good individuals there that these student athletes have grown up playing with in City League.
Yeah. Well,
So-
and he's got a lot of people that he hasn't played through the 5th and 6th grade
Right.
this year.
Right.
But he's got he says in our interview coming up in a little bit, he's got 26th graders right now.
He does, and that's big. 26th graders ready to get on that football field next year and already kind of chomping at the bit.
Yeah.
Looking at they had a 5th and 6th grade football game about 2 weeks ago at Jackson Christian.
Yeah.
And we kind of got pushed around on the field, but it was good experience for those students.
Yeah.
On the 5th and 6th grade level. So Coach Lennon is building the program and hopefully getting to a point to where he can hand Coach Pettigrew a good product for us to take off and roll on the high school level.
So important. Let's play some highlights from that JCS game. And then after that, Coach Greg Lennon's going to join us on the phone. We're going to talk to him as well. You're watching Viking News on Demand. staff coach Greg Lennon on the phone with us right now. Coach, congratulations. Big win on 8th grade night last week as you defeated the JCS Junior Lions 14-12. What has that done to your program? I know you've had another week full of practices. You're gearing up for a road trip. Actually, it's going to be 3 straight road games. What's the atmosphere around the field house?
Oh, it's pretty exciting. It's pretty exciting. The kids finally got a win in, and they excited about it. They came out this week focused and working hard. I'm really I knew there was a thing for us to do too for them to be able to pull one through.
Yeah.
Because like I said, I got this young group of kids, even though they're 8th graders, they didn't get a chance to play 5th and 6th grade, and so a lot of them first year playing football and knowing how to win.
Yes.
Pull the win through. Because like I say, we got a talented group of kids. A lot of games that we lost shouldn't have been lost, but it happened, and it's a growing process for them. So they finally turned it on and learned how to pull one through. So I think this is we on the peak right now.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Well, you look at that first drive of the game, and things were going really well. JCS lost the toss, and you all were hitting the ball first. And that 45-yard catch by Rose on that screen pass on that opening drive got you down to the JCS Eagle 21-yard line. But it seemed like there were times where we couldn't get out of our own way still. I felt like that game, we probably should have won that game a whole lot by a bigger spread than what we did. Coughing up the football 2 or 3 times on fumbles, that would have changed probably that score, don't you think, at the end of the game?
Oh, it would have changed it. We should have scored at least 4 more times.
Yeah.
And that's what, I'm trying to get my kids to realize. You got to be patient. And you got to be disciplined.
Yeah.
You got to be patient and disciplined to make this thing work. And we wasn't doing those things, but they finally pulled some out of their sleeve to be able to pull it through.
Your defense continues to play really well. You've seen some pretty decent defensive play pretty much most of the season. I know there have been some blown coverages in the secondary and that kind of thing, but I have felt pretty good about your defense. They really played well Thursday night. You had the interception by Quai Hampton, and there was another interception. I missed who that one was, but you had some good defensive play. And you're going to be playing against a Halls team coming up that they've only won 1 game this year, and it was the opening night of the season against Rose Hill. They've lost to Three Oaks. They've lost to Northview and Lara Kendall. Now they got the Humboldt Vikings coming in, hoping to continue that Halls Tigers losing streak here. What are you seeing from Halls that you're expecting for Thursday night?
I'm seeing from Halls pretty much basically the same. What we've been seeing, but Halls are pretty much more a running team.
Okay.
They're not really a passing team. They pretty much with the basics. So we everything we done seen from everybody else, it won't be nothing new.
Yeah.
Against Howes. It won't be nothing new.
So nothing new really for your defense, but you want to see that offense. You were able to strike first the other night.
Yeah.
You got up 8-0, and you allowed a touchdown in the second quarter there, but you went to the half with a lead, come back out. You had a good third quarter, got you another score on there, even though they stopped our extra point or our 2-point play. It was a little bit of scare at the end of the game, but I was glad to see your defense respond after kind of getting punched in the mouth there, and but they were able to hold on. That stopping of the 2-point conversion was your ball game, so your defense continues to be your strength. But what about that offense? What are you preparing for offense against the Halls Tigers? Is it going to be any kind of wrinkles thrown in, or you think we just got to execute better?
Just execute better. I changed quarterback. I got a 7th grade quarterback now. So, he working very well. I wish I would have gave him a little earlier opportunity.
Sure.
And see, I'm able to build for next year as well. So, this is it. I feel like we got kids put in the right places now.
Yeah.
We had a lot of injuries during the first couple games of the season.
Yeah.
And we were having to swap kids around. but now we getting back healthy, and everybody is biting in on everything we doing. So I'm very eager about this game tonight. I mean Thursday night. Um, and I feel my kids are ready as well. So I'm excited. They excited, and we just ready to go out and play.
Well, that's fantastic, and I know you was talking about having to move the quarterback around and that kind of thing. I know your roster. I need to get an updated roster from you, Coach, because there's a lot of changes from what I could tell of kids wearing numbers.
With numbers,
yes, sir.
With numbers. I had a couple of kids and swap numbers.
Yeah,
that fit them well. I had a couple kids that's got injured, ain't playing, and kids are taking numbers, so I will most definitely give you an updated roster.
Sure.
I'll get you one in today sometime.
Yeah.
And
that'll be fine.
We'll go forward from there.
Yeah, that'll be fine, Coach. I appreciate it. You was talking about numbers here. I noticed you had quite a few less on the sideline, and I know that's a product of injury, but it's also probably some kids deciding, hey, football's not for me, or this just, don't want to play this year, whatever.
It's a product of injuries, and it's a product of me holding kids accountable for what they do at school.
Okay.
I'm making a statement now, rather later when the kids get older, and letting them making sure they know that they're gonna be responsible and accountable for the choices they make.
Well,
they're student athletes.
Yes.
If my kids can't do what they need to do in school or even at home, they're not gonna play. And it's just simple as that. And I know a kid when they want to play something, they're gonna do whatever they got to do to be able to play. So I'm holding kids accountable now. I'm not gonna let them get 18 and then I'm teaching them now. Just teaching moments right now.
Yeah.
So I have I have about four kids. There's 4 or 5 kids that's not playing because of conduct or grades.
Okay.
And that's the reason why you seen it trimmed down. They still a part of our team.
Okay.
But they just not. I don't even allow them to come and dress out.
Okay.
If they're doing something in school that they're not supposed to be doing.
Yeah, well, that's good, Coach, because they don't tolerate that at the high school level either, and you don't want it to be a wake up call when they walk in at the high school. I know they're in the same building and all as far as junior high and senior high, but you don't want that to be a wake up call when they get to the high school program and go, well, Coach Pettigrew, Coach Lennon was a little bit softer on this. No, we're setting the bar high, and I appreciate that because it's so important. We had 8th grade night last week. 12 young men as they played their final home game was a junior Viking. It was special to get that win. Now you start a 3-game road streak where you will play, let's see, is it Halls? You play Lake County, and then you end the season at Milan?
At Milan, that's right.
Yeah.
We go to Halls this week, and the next week it'll be Lake County. These 2 critical games for us.
Yes.
The Halls and Lake County, because they're our district games.
Yeah.
And we are the small schools in our division.
Yeah.
So these last 2 games are very crucial to us. All these games are crucial to us because I want my kids to go out with a bang.
Sure.
And I want them to show that the first couple games they had, it'd have been a difference.
Yeah.
If they really would have been in tune. So that's the main thing. As long as they getting better, from 1 to the end, I can work with it.
That's right. And I did see a lot of progress, and I even stated it on the broadcast. I stated it on the broadcast. We were excited to see the growth, even though, like numerically it was different on the sideline. I thought the kids played better team balls Thursday night last week. It looked like they were complimenting each other. There wasn't the fussing on the sideline. You kind of, I know you were going to address that, and I just want you to see that we're noticing it up top. We're noticing those things, and you're making progress with these kids.
And that's what it's all about, From week to week, if we get better week to week, that's what my goal is. because I know nothing don't happen overnight. Like I say, I'm in a teaching moment dealing with these kids, things that I shouldn't have to teach, but unfortunately I'm having to.
Yeah.
So, but I'm thankful that we have a program that's starting from 5th and 6th grade, and the kids will be able to, know a little more coming from, from the 5th and 6th grade to junior high.
Right.
And we won't have to teach them as much now since we got the 5th and 6th grade team going back again. So
yeah,
I feel like we're at a good spot, rebuilding our whole football program from, up until high school. And that's my main goal, is get the 8th graders ready for high school football.
Sir.
It's been a struggle this year, but it's been work.
So you brought up the 5th and 6th grade. Do you know how many 6th graders you've got in that program right now that could move up?
Right now I got about 20 6th graders.
Goodness gracious.
Yes, I got a big 6th grade class coming in.
That's good.
And I love it because they're very coachable.
Yes.
And, you can start with that age.
Yeah.
You got Coach Ash coaching 5th and 6th grade team.
Right.
And he's doing a good job with them. He's doing a good job with them.
Awesome. Well, Coach, good luck Thursday night here against Halls, and we're going to be there taking pictures, so I'll be in and out as far as you'll see me around, and look forward. Man, we need another win, and I know you know that. We're hoping for, the best here, the end of the season. Playoff implications are definitely in the next 2 games. Obviously, you want to go in and steal one away from Milan as well. It's always good to win in Milan, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yes. Yeah, we'd love to get that win. Well, Coach, have a great rest of your week, sir. We'll see you on Thursday night. Go Vikings.
And go Vikings. And I think everyone just come out and support us, and go Vikings.
That was Coach Greg Lennon, junior high coach. And as we mentioned earlier, they are playing right now at Halls. That interview obviously was recorded earlier. It was actually recorded yesterday, I'll be honest with you. It was yesterday morning early, and was able to talk to Coach Lennon, because you'll hear at one point in the interview he says, no, tomorrow, Thursday. Right. So we have to be honest with you. We didn't record that, obviously, and we wasn't live. He's on the field right now with his team as they're taking on the Halls Tigers. And, George, the next 2 games are so key in playoffs. You got Halls and Lake County.
Yes.
Milan, not so much. They're not really in our district. But, that Halls Lake County, both of those games are vital games for Humboldt. They need to come out with wins here.
Absolutely. So. You got 3 teams in our class system. There's Halls, Lake County, and us. We have to win those games to get to the playoffs on the middle school level, and playoffs is a little different on middle school level. We have the 2 winners will take on the winner of the bigger schools.
Yeah,
that's in our region, which is 3 Oaks and Northview.
Yeah,
which is our area, not our region, but our area, and then the winner is decided from that to see who moves on in the playoffs on that in that game. But I found out, and when I went to Lake County earlier in the week, I think I went Tuesday. Yeah, I went Tuesday to see my daughter play volleyball at Lake County. Lake County beat Halls in overtime. Football, yeah. It was Lake County's 8th grade night. That was, I think, Monday night that happened. Okay. Yeah, they played that game Monday night of this week. So, we got a big week.
Yeah, we do.
These are opponents that are same size we are. They're 1A schools, and 3 Oaks and Northview that are in our region or in our area. They're 2A schools. They're bigger than we are, but we have to compete against them to have the proper numbers.
Yeah, and if you want to know how Coach Lennon feels about that, just ask him. He'll tell you.
He sure will. He'll share that with you, no problem.
Yeah, he said.
He
knows.
Spoke
up my first meeting. He said, I made sure.
Don't think that's fair. Yeah, I was there with him, and I kind of had to pull on his shirt sleeve there and say, Coach, they've been doing it a while, so you can share your opinion, but we're gonna move on. He's great passion for winning and being fair.
He does.
And protecting
and I mean,
those
really,
kids.
you think about it, it's not fair. It's just it's so small right now.
Yeah,
the only way they can make it fair is to grow it, and
that's
so
right.
we just got to
have to do that.
Play the cards, and he will.
He'll get there. He'll get there, and because last year when he competed. We competed. He was in those last couple of games due to the coach having some illness and having some bouts with challenges with COVID.
Yeah.
Coach Lennon took over as his assistant, and he was in those last couple of games in that last playoff game. So hey, we're he knows what we can do, what we're capable of doing. But that size is still a factor with him.
Yeah. We're just picking at you, Coach. We're picking at you.
We messing with you, Coach.
Well, speaking of Coach Teddy Pettigrew, he's coming up next year. Let's go ahead and play that interview, as we've got a big game coming up tomorrow night as well. Going to Lake County. Yes, I'm getting my fish plate. We're going to go to Lake County. I'm going to meet with my pastor friend up there and his son. I did learn something this week that Lake County, at their high school games, the junior high band plays. They don't have a high school band anymore.
Wow, didn't know that.
So his son plays junior high basketball, which I've seen him here in Humboldt play.
Okay.
And then he plays also in the band. He said, hey, we're going to be there anyways. And so I'll get to see his entire family. So it's pretty neat. And Pastor Nash there in Tiptonville, and he does the Lake County stuff with the school system. I think his wife works for the school system, actually. Right. So Lake County football game coming up Friday night, and Coach Teddy Pettigrew talked to me yesterday. Actually, no, it was Tuesday when I got to talk to Coach Pettigrew, and gave us a good report and gave us an interview looking at what happened at West Carroll. Big defensive game. We'll talk about that, George, when we come out of this interview.
Absolutely.
Big defensive game. Coach Pettigrew coming up next year. We're joined by Coach Teddy Pettigrew, who has had a couple of weeks to think about the game that we had and make some adjustments, as we have Lake County coming up on the schedule tomorrow night. And Coach Pettigrew, first off, good. Thank you so much for taking time to join us today. And I know West Carroll, what a game that was, a defensive battle. I don't know that anybody from the outside looking in expected the score to be that low.
Well, I expected, to be honest with you, a fight when we went in there.
Yes, sir.
However, we left a lot of points out on the board. I feel like we did.
Yes, sir.
We've got to get our student athletes to understand when we tell them to do something or send a play in for them to run, they need to run that play.
Yeah.
And not make adjustments according to what they want to do, because we see something. That's the reason why we're calling those plays. And if they just carry out the game plan that we've had all week and execute it, I mean, we will be successful. I mean, I would say that myself and my staff, we put a bunch of time into what we do. We watch a ton of film, and we know where the plays are. Just execute it.
Yes, sir. The War Eagles wanted to jump on you fast because they knew the talent and ability your team had. That was the talk in the press box before the game, Coach. They said this team is loaded with talent. They saw the game the week before where, you really took care of business, and it was against a team that they had played, a Brewston team. And the talk was, the talent on the team, they did jump on us early, put us down 7-0, but the Vikings were able to answer. That's something that we've not seen this season is, go down 7-0, but then answer pretty quick. I'll let you kind of talk to that and the growth of these players this season.
Well, I mean, we, like you said, and what I'm hearing about the people in the press box at West Carroll, we have the talent. We have the ability. I mean, and that's one thing I'm trying to reiterate and get through to the guys. They have got to believe in themselves and trust what we're doing. I mean, you have to fully buy in order to be successful. I don't know a successful program where the athletes have not bought in.
Right.
Coaches, we're there, and I'm not trying to throw the students under the bus, but we have some room to grow. We have a lot of room to grow, and just because we have success one week don't mean we're going to have it the next week. We've got to come to work with a sense of urgency to get better. If I'm not walking off of that game, I'm that practice fit every day better than I was when I stepped on the game field. I failed today. And that's what they have to understand. That practice field is a classroom just like the academics are. If you walk in the classroom every day and at the end of the day you haven't learned anything, you failed today.
Yeah, definitely. So I know we're looking ahead here. One more thing I'll let you kind of address before we talk this game this week. It came out in the newspaper this week about the different platforms having to be locked at the school on the internet, and I know that this is kind of more extracurricular on your side, but there was some chatter after a junior high game because it was after the school board meeting the other night, and I'll let you kind of talk to this, and then I've heard it some in the community this week. One of the platforms that's had to be locked is Huddle. How does that affect your game planning? Does it affect you in the field house, or is it just more during school hours?
I mean, that shouldn't affect, because the students should be focusing on their grades and on what the teachers are teaching them during school hours. Huddle is not something they should be on.
Yeah.
And I totally agree with that. I understand why it was locked, and I'm not complaining about it being locked. I mean,
sure.
Yes, coaches should be able to get on to it, and they made adjustments to where we can get on to it, because sometimes we have to send film out, and if we have to send it out right then, I can't, I can't go back and forth to central office to get the permission to send it out.
Sure.
But for the students are athletes first, and I'm always going to agree with administration about that. I mean, as we're talking right now, I am sitting down emailing teachers about grades.
Yeah,
that's something that I do, because I firmly believe that one day football is going to end. I know it's going to end for every one of us.
Yeah,
and you have to have some type of a plan that does not involve football, not unless you're going to coach it for the rest of your life.
Yeah,
but academics they're so important, and that's what we've got to drive that forward. And I firmly believe if you have a good student, you have a good athlete.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So I need good students to play football. They need to be good students first before they're good athletes. I know a big part of my job is coaching, and I know coaches, we have a big influence on our student athletes. If you take sports out of the school, you're going to have a tremendous issue with students not wanting to do anything. I hold that over their heads, when they misbehave in class. I have some who they don't dress because of misbehavior. I have some right now sending out emails. They will not make it on the bus if they don't bring these grades up.
Yeah.
That's just the way it is.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm glad to hear that, on the Huddle thing, and obviously it's just a little bit of chatter, and I wanted to let you address that, and so that the community understands. It's not changing film study. It's not changing any of that. It's making sure that the classroom stays what it's supposed to be about, and that's very important, and Dr. Epperson is doing a fantastic job. We have seen some improvement in scores. Obviously, we've got a little ways to go, but I'm glad to see the progress there. Let's look to Friday night, Coach. You got Lake County. Both of you have been sitting for a week, so you should come in pretty rested. Let's talk injuries first. Are you banged up, or do you feel like you're going into this game pretty healthy?
I mean, we're pretty healthy. I'm hoping to get some guys back there who were banged up. I mean, they're not starters, but I mean, they contribute to playing time. But I mean, we're pretty, for the most part, we're pretty healthy. I'm not even concerned about injuries right now. I'm just concerned about our guys carrying out the game plan that we have. We have a great game plan. We've explained it to them, reiterated it to them.
Yeah,
they just got to carry it out. You got to. First of all, when it comes to any sport,
that's right.
You individually have to beat the guy in front of you. And if we have 11 guys at the same time doing that, we'll be successful offensively, defensively, and on special teams.
You're playing a Lake County team that they have 2 losses, but look at that schedule who they lost to. You got a very good Union City squad that's putting up, I think, no less than 40 points a game. They put 62 up against Lake County, beat them 62-14. And then they played Obion County, and Lake County came away with an 8-point win there on the road at Obion County, their only win of the season. And then they played Trenton Peabody, which we have coming up as well. And they put up 34 against a pretty decent Trenton Peabody team. Now they've been sitting for a week. They've had just as much time to study Humboldt as you've had to study Lake County. What are some things that you see here from this Lake County team? Every year it's always going to be a physical game, especially when you go to Lake County. That crowd is going to be in it.
Well, not just physical. I mean, they're athletic. I mean, Lake County is always going to be athletic. I mean, they have a great, sense of pride when it comes to playing sports here up in Lake County, and they have a lot of people that support them. I mean, that's something real big up there. So our guys got to understand. I mean, we're going into another fight. We're going to somebody else's house to try to claim a victory, and it's going to be a fight. Always accept that it is going to be a fight and be willing to fight.
Yeah.
Be willing to put forth the effort to where when the game is over with, you have no regrets.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's a little bit of a drive up there. How do you keep the players focused on the bus? What's the game plan there?
Always, it doesn't matter if we're going to Trenton. It's silence on the bus.
Yeah,
and they know that is the plan. And if we win the game, you can talk coming home, but we're still going to act like we're human beings. We're not going to misbehave on the bus.
Yes, sir.
Someone is driving us, and it's very dangerous to be a distraction. That's something that we don't do that.
Yes, sir. Well, do you expect Lake County to do more run than pass? I know that's what we've kind of seen in the past, where they want to pound the ball. Is that kind of their same offensive strategy, you think, this week?
I think that it'll be a balance with Lake County as far as running and passing the ball. They're pretty balanced with both of those on offense. But
yeah,
I think we've been playing pretty solid defense. We just gotta get our offense ready. And we focused a lot on that the last week and a half, and hopefully it pays off.
Well, I appreciate you giving us time here today, Coach. We've been going about 10 minutes, and I know we're recording this before school, and you got a classroom to get to. Thank you so much for taking time for us, and look forward to seeing you Friday night.
All right, bye-bye.
That was Coach Teddy Pettigrew with us on the phone from an interview on Tuesday, George. And he talked about how that, he's having to stress discipline and that there was kids that just didn't get to go last week or 2 weeks ago. Right. And same thing's going to probably end up happening this week. And then he's constantly emailing teachers about grades. And I appreciate a coach that understands when we say student athletes.
Absolutely.
They're students first.
If you notice, my language is going to change to student athletes. It's not football players anymore. It's we're going to concentrate on those young scholars being called student athletes and really pushing that academic piece because, at the end of the day, that's why we're here. We want to win football games.
No, that's right.
We want to win basketball games. We want to win volleyball games, softball, baseball. We want to win in the athletic arena.
Sure.
But where we really win, Seth, is when we can be once we leave because, realistically, athletics is not in the future for making a living for all of our students.
That's right.
They're students first, and then they're athletes, and that's what we want to concentrate on. And Coach Pettigrew, he's in the hallways. He's emailing teachers. He's going from classroom to classroom. I've seen him on a couple occasions as I go from central office to the high school talking to teachers, pulling players out of class, and just having that crucial conversation with them. So he is he's doing his part.
Yeah.
And I think as student athletes, we have to do our part.
That's right.
Really be attentive in class and hold yourself to a high standard when it comes to your academics, your behavior, and just be the young man and young woman you're supposed to be as a student athlete. And that's all we really can ask of them is just to be held accountable for their actions academically and behaviorally.
Yes, sir. Definitely so. Well, we don't want to get too far. We haven't had a show since the season started, so we'll start, I guess, with the season opener, Grace Christian coming to town.
Yeah.
Man, that was a tough one. That team, we played better against them a year ago.
We did. And, we went down there a year ago. And,
That's right.
I don't know, Seth. It seems like that was our opening game.
It was.
It was at home.
Yeah.
It seems like we weren't really mentally in it. A lot of distractions.
Well, and I don't know that it was necessarily all mental either, George.
Right.
When you look at the weather, had been so hot. They hadn't been out on the field. They was able to do all that they could do inside their field house, but that was it.
And that was just a game to where we started out in a good position, but it went bad in a hurry.
Yeah,
and then we never. Once the wheels fell off, we couldn't recover.
No.
And hats off to Grace Christian. They traveled a pretty good distance. They arrived and they very, 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 very accommodating.
Sure. Yes.
They were very well spoken of our team, and that was just a game to where we were glad to get that game over with because I mean every aspect of football we were they handed it to us.
That's right.
And we were able to bounce back a little bit.
Yeah,
with a big win.
That's right.
I say a little bit lightly. We go to Brewston that following week, the 26th, and we beat a pretty tough Brewston team.
We did. It was one that gave West Carroll a hand.
Yeah, they did.
I know West Carroll won that game by 20, but
they did.
But that score was kind of lopsided because they scored some of those points when it really didn't matter at the very, very end, too.
Absolutely. And that game, you're talking about probably a 2-point game at half.
That's right.
That was a pretty good game. And then we go to West Carroll that following week, and we have our chances.
Yeah.
I mean, 14-6. I look at two things on that, Seth. I look at the defensive stand we had. Our defense showed up and played really well.
Yes.
And then I look at our offensive sputter.
Yep.
Just couldn't get over the hump offensively.
Defense, it's chunk plays.
Yes, absolutely.
And that's what hurts you on defense.
Yeah, we got stops when we needed them.
Yeah.
We gave our offense a chance when we needed, and at the end of the game, we still had a chance to to go in that touchdown, that end zone, and 2-point conversion. It's a tie game, and we're looking at overtime.
Yeah,
but
West Carroll
couldn't make the plays.
Their first touchdown came on a 4th and long from their side of the field.
Mm-hmm.
The second touchdown came on a 3rd and long.
Good point.
It was almost like on the 4th and long, it was almost like we thought, well, we can get them stopped anyways. Didn't really play with the intensity we needed to. The 3rd and long, I think it was just blown coverage.
Yeah. I talked to Coach Pettigrew that Saturday morning after that game, and we were both in the I was in the dumps. I was down in the dumps, and my question to him was, how did we let them beat us?
Yeah.
He said, man, I tell you, you have to have assignments covered. Kids have to listen, and they have to cover, because obviously the 2 touchdowns that they had, they were blown coverages.
They were
assignments. They were given to student athletes, and they just didn't complete the assignment.
Yeah.
So we're gonna get better. Just we're talking football. We're talking realistic mistakes that we have to rebound from, and we have to listen to our leader, our coaches. Not only Coach Pettigrew, but there are a sideline full of coaches there that we need to constantly be listening to as student athletes, and really learning and really homing in on what needs to happen, because we need these games. We need the West Carrolls. We need the Lake Counties. You know, we need the Greenfields. We need the Halls. Trenton Peabody. We know that's an uphill battle. We know Los Ann is an uphill battle.
Goodness.
We got JCM that's coming in there, and Riverside's a very good good football program there.
Lexington.
Yes, exactly.
And then who did they beat last week? They beat somebody last week.
I know they beat Lexington, but I don't know who they beat last week.
Oh man, and it was like not even close.
Yeah.
Still blowing people out.
You know, we're going to Riverside later on in the month of October, and we'll wind up with Halls.
You thought Brewston was a trip. That one down to Riverside's out there in the middle of nowhere, man.
Is it really? I don't think I've ever been there. Sir.
It's out like around Scotts Hill area.
Yeah. Jack's Creek. And
yeah. Okay. They pump the sunlight in every day, man. I'm telling you.
I'm looking forward to it. I know our football team just come off an open week. They had a bye this past week, and then, of course, we're going to travel to Lake County tomorrow.
But now Lake County had a bye week as well.
They did. So
this is going to be a big game.
Hey, I think the key to that game, Seth, we're going to have to get off to a good start.
Yes, and Lake County's going to run it down your throat.
Yeah, we know what they're going to do.
They're not going to come out and try to pass, I don't think, that much.
You have to stop that jet sweep.
Yep.
And you have to be able to anticipate which side they're going to run it on, because they're coming at you. And they're coming at you with speed. Yes.
I don't think they played a Viking defense like this one. Right. I really don't. And the good thing is they're all like sophomore and juniors. Like I say all, but mostly sophomore and juniors. And
hey, it's under new coaching.
Listen.
So, hey, if we are focused and we can get off to a good start, and we can keep them. When Lake County gets on a roll.
Yeah.
Especially at their place. Oh. Lord, they're just like those mosquitoes that come after you when you're down there. Hey, they just keep coming. They keep biting, and they keep on just worrying you out, man. I'm telling you. But
it's always one of my favorite places to go.
It is. It's mine too, and I think you know why, don't you?
Oh yeah, you got a good friend out there. But
I got a good friend and a good fish plate.
Oh yes, yes.
Yeah, I love Lake
going
County.
I'm going there, man.
Good friend Mikey Moore, their
and
athletic
he always does a
director.
great job. He has
does.
a packet ready. When you get there, he has the history of the games.
Yeah.
He's
how many
always
times
just
we
great.
played, how many wins Humboldt has, how many losses, and I think we still own that series
right now.
But they're starting to creep up on us.
They are. It's time to take control of that series again.
Absolutely.
Pettigrew has that in mind for Friday night.
Come on, Coach
And,
Pettigrew. We need you, buddy.
Yeah, and I wish we were playing Greenfield next week.
Yeah.
I wish this Los Angeles and Greenfield game was swapped. Because Greenfield has their hands full with Peabody coming to town this week. Now, Greenfield also, they're coming out right now. They had the unfortunate circumstance of the young man that happened on the sideline, and thankfully he's doing much better. I don't think he's playing football anymore. But I think I'd heard that he had quit the program, which I would understand that. I mean, Lord,
absolutely,
I probably would have done the same thing.
Yeah.
But anyways, I've heard that now that has fueled that team, and you look back at the wins and the games that they've played since that happened, and Greenfield's not going to be a shoe-in. You're going to have to go in there and play. They always play us well.
Yeah,
so,
they
but
do.
We got Los Angeles, and it's going to be here at home. Thank goodness. We went to Los Angeles last week or last year, and it was like a college, man.
Yeah, that
well, it's a
program
collegiate school.
It's a collegiate school. They do things on a high level there.
Wow.
But that's good experience for our kids.
Yeah, it is.
Because college scouts were in the stands last year.
Yeah.
We called that game at Los Angeles last year. It was a rout. The kid kicked that 60-plus field goal. He
and then injured
ACL.
himself.
Yeah, celebrating afterwards, he tore his ACL. But
Goodness.
I tell you, that's something to celebrate when you kick a field goal.
It is, but then you think about the celebration and got hurt, like how much of a freakish accident that is.
Absolutely.
But it just happens, and those are the scariest ones when it's no contact. That's always the nastiest.
That's the nastiest ones because it's something that you have to deal with mentally.
Yeah.
You ask yourself the questions, why and how? It's just
and
a
lot
tougher
of times
injury.
There's not answers.
Yeah, there's no answers to it. It just
so
happens.
Weird.
And
weird.
I tell you, man, it's gonna be an uphill battle with Los Angeles. But as you said, as I said earlier, those are the schools you need to play. Kids need to play against good athletes. Kids need to play against that fundamentally sound football program that's ranked up there that can show us, it'll give us a snapshot of where we really are.
Yeah.
And not that the other teams, not taking away from the other teams.
Right.
By no means. Please don't misunderstand that. But that is a collegiate school, as Seth said, so you're going to see things done on a higher level, and you're going to see facilities, and you're going to see a lot of things when you have Los Angeles coming to your place that you normally wouldn't see when on local football teams in our area, or even in our region, our state.
Yeah, and now that we're kind of at the end of football here as far as our part of the program today, let me ask you this. How long does it take for the classifications to come back? Because I know this is the year for that.
Yes, this is the year for that. That deadline is coming up Friday, actually.
Hey,
I think, and,
tomorrow.
So classifications, sometime I look for classifications to go out probably in the next week.
Okay.
After everything is submitted, and
so it lets us know if
all
there's
our
any
numbers
changes.
Lets us know who's moving up, who's moving down, who's staying put. So we'll know something probably in about a week.
Our numbers holding pretty steady?
Our numbers are holding pretty good. I think the teams in our region numbers are holding as well. So I don't anticipate much of a change for us. Maybe
we need Trenton to get a little bigger.
We do. Well, we need Trenton to get bigger, and it looks like maybe JCM may be coming our way. Football, I don't know. Yeah, we'll see with classification numbers coming out, and I have an administrative meeting also coming up at the end of this month. I got my dates on that, so I'm excited about seeing where we're going athletically on the state level. See what is being emphasized, and I want to give a shout out to our new executive director.
All right,
his name is Mark Reeves.
Mark Reeves, okay.
Mark Reeves has taken over for Mr. Childress, Bernard Childress, who's done it for a long time.
Yes.
Our executive director for TSSAA, which is our governing body for high school athletics.
Yes, sir.
And I am excited about Mark Reeves. He's a pretty good friend. That he married a young lady that's a family friend.
Okay.
So Mark, congratulations to you. I know you'll do well. I know you have the best interest of all athletics and the huge responsibility of the state covering everything, and just leading the Tennessee Secondary Athletic Association under your vision, and we're anxious for your tenure to be underway, and we know you'll do a fine job, young man. So I'm proud of you, and we look forward to working with you. And no fines this year, okay?
Yeah. Please,
don't send us anything, Mark, if you don't mind. But just wanted to give him a shout out because he's an excellent, driven individual who leads well.
Yeah, fantastic. Hey, we got one more sport we need to talk about.
Let's talk
volleyball.
High school volleyball.
Yeah.
We are just. It seems like we're having trouble getting over the hump with volleyball.
Yeah.
Yeah. We hit so many walls with volleyball and girls and emotions and playing well one game and then kind of falling apart the next game.
And with sports too, so many wanting to be involved in cheerleading.
Right.
It can kind of pull on you.
You have a lot of things that they can do, and seeing our volleyball team as they kind of migrate through playing a couple of different sports with a couple of different of our girls. I think we have 2 or 3 seniors on that squad.
And
volleyball is just it's a work in progress.
Sure.
You have to look at from whence we came, how we started, how we kind of started at a high point and hit a valley, and we're kind of on the uphill trajectory now to get that program better. But I think, Seth, with the facility at Stigall, this may give volleyball a little more time to develop regarding skills for our young ladies that are student athletes to get better.
Yeah.
To get better.
Well, it definitely makes it easier and would remove. I'm not saying they're trying to use excuses, but it would definitely get rid of any kind of an excuse if somebody would try to have one. You have the facility now.
Yeah.
So.
And last couple of years we hadn't had junior high volleyball.
Right.
So that's big. And
I thought the JV team played pretty good.
They do. They played really well. Now we're going to Ripley. We're actually at Ripley now as we speak. And
that's right.
We're going to be playing. We're actually the junior highs at Ripley and the high schools here at home. So we're playing, and we're rooting for those Vikings on the volleyball floor. So
they're playing the same night.
Yeah, they're
so
playing
when
the
that
same
happens,
night.
because I know Coach Macklin's the head coach of both teams. So how does that work?
Scheduling kind of is with those two during the same season, that takes your assistant coach on the road.
Okay.
And Dominique Shivers, she's doing a great job. She's in Ripley as we speak, and actually Coach Macklin is at home. Let me look up and see who we're playing.
Okay. That's all right. And
we are playing as we speak, buddy.
Yeah. And while we're mentioning Coach Macklin, I had planned to have her an interview as well this week. My time got away from me this week. I'm telling you, it was tough. Yeah. But we're going to definitely try to get her on by next week. And me and George have been talking about, the Monday OT is hard for me to get done until somebody else comes on board here at Viking News on Demand. I don't have the Colin Streeters to lean on right now, and so it's just kind of tough. But we may just incorporate these interviews and stuff into our Thursday night school news show. And we will try to definitely have one by next week with Coach Macklin so that she can speak to us about the state of the volleyball program, kind of what she's seen this year. I know there's, I think they call it, is it Librero? Is that how they pronounce that?
Yeah, Libero.
So she said they actually have one on our roster that is the first time we've had that in a long time.
I think it's Kayla Martinez, if I'm not mistaken.
And she said it was the first time we've done that in a long time. So that shows a little growth with the program, interest in that.
Right.
And so I know you're looking up some volleyball information here for us.
Let me take a
they're
look
playing at home tonight. The high school team is. Now, junior high is on the road, but high school team is at home tonight. It looks like they're playing South
Carroll, which is Clarksburg.
Okay, I was going to say, where's that?
Yeah, South Carroll. There's West Carroll, which is West Carroll.
Right.
And then there's South Carroll, which is Clarksburg.
Okay.
So we're a very winnable game. It looks like we'll be finishing up around the end of the month, around the 29th, and we'll come back next week and let you know. September the 29th, everyone put that on your schedule.
Yeah.
Because we got about 4 or 5 different things going on that night.
And it's a doubleheader. And
yes, it's a doubleheader at home.
Yeah.
It is going to be a wild night. We have Greenfield at home.
Oh,
that night.
Yeah,
That's a Thursday night.
And your junior high team's playing that night?
Junior high is playing away at Milan.
That's going to get interesting for the newspaper because I'm broadcasting.
Superman?
I'm telling you, I'm broadcasting. I've got one guy taking pictures here. I'm probably going to send a young lady to the junior high game. And
the 29th is full, but
man,
it'll be a doubleheader at home with Fulton County. Unless things have changed, that one may have changed on the high school level, but we'll be sure to let you guys know exactly what we're doing. With that game.
Well, George, we are pushing an hour.
Hey, that's good coverage.
Man,
that's good coverage.
It's been a while.
It has.
Yeah. So, well, we'll plan to do it again next week.
Absolutely.
You still okay?
I'm good for next week.
All right.
We're gonna carve out that schedule and get everything right. And
sounds good.
Make sure I spend some time with you and
the
people in our community know what's going on with regarding school news and athletics, and they're always welcome to come to our website. Look, www.hcsvikings.org.
If you have not seen that new site, you need to go.
Yeah, look at our website. It is some good information on there and very easily and user-friendly and migrating to find out the information you need.
There we go. All right, that's George Yarbo, Athletic Director here at Humboldt City Schools, doing a great job. Appreciate him taking time for us today. I'm Seth Wilkerson for Viking News on Demand. Thank you again to all of our sponsors. Appreciate you being with us and sponsoring Humboldt Athletics, the Viking Booster Club, a big one. Appreciate Chance and all those folks there at the Viking Booster Club making things happen. And we're going to continue to bring this program to you on Thursday nights. And we're just going to kind of combine the Monday night, Thursday night stuff together. I think is what we're going to do. So we'll let you know more information coming very, very soon. Coach Macklin next week will join us as well, hopefully, and have Coach Pettigrew recapping the game from, Lake County. And we'll also know the results of the Halls game by the end, especially. And we'll have Coach Lennon joining us as well. Thank you so much for watching, folks. God bless you. Have a great rest of your Thursday evening.